Hello, everyone, and welcome to another horrific review. Right, hopefully, I can stay awake long enough to give this. As much as I had trouble staying awake during watching this movie yesterday. So we're talking about The Shed. I had hope it came along randomly, and I had actually some hope for it. It seemed like an interesting premise. So essentially, a hunter in the woods encounters a vampire, hides out in somebody's shed, and then two teenagers essentially try to figure out what to do about it. One has more pragmatic ideas, and the other has more sinister motives. That's kind of the tagline. So we start off with the whole hunter scene. We've got this guy called Bane. Yeah, great name, eh? Just nice Colin run of the mill sort of thing. So you see where this is going. He's out in the woods getting chased. He has a gun and then has no effect. But we also encounter the dumbest vampire in history. This is Nosferatu type makeup vampire, that kind of thing. But this thing's chasing this guy, catches him, bites him just as morning breaks, and burns himself up in the sun. And you're kind of like, I think vampires are a bit more aware of that. Even the animalistic ones know when the main animals are more in tune with seasons and change weather stuff. So like nocturnal animals and diurnal animals know when the sun's up and down and when to retreat back to their hides and when to get up. But this vampire doesn't, and it wasn't as if it was being hunted. It wasn't actually, but then the prey becomes a hunter sort of thing. Yeah, a bit of a dumb start. This guy instantly knows he's a vampire, being who gets bit, because straight away he goes and picks some rags, throws them over himself because of the sun. Hadn't even started burning him yet, and then it does, and then he runs about like a loony. Instead of retreating back into the woods like immediately, no, he runs about with a blanket tarp thing over him, sees a garden shed and goes inside it. The shed is massive and immaculate, and the house is a shithole that's attached to. You couldn't make us up. It's hilarious. So that's all fine. That's the intro. Then we get to meet the two main characters in this are Stan and Dahmer. Dahmer's a playing Dominic apparently. We see Stan getting woken up by his mother and this whole family scene. It's all, like a horror movie. It's a bit too glistening and happy and chirpy chirp sort of thing. So sure enough, it goes the absolute pot and turns out it's a dream. We see his mother just transform immediately as if she's like a guy. So shaved head, so guessing cancer. Didn't really elaborate throughout the movie how, but she obviously died of illness, and then we see his father like turn a gun on himself and commit suicide. So we're guessing that's how his parents went. Throughout the movie, they mention his parents dying, but not exactly how and stuff. It wasn't really a feature of the story. It was more of a plot device to make him a delinquent sort of thing. Yeah. Then it jumps to the present. He's getting woken up by his grandfather now. The most stereotypical, inbred, dopey, veteran type character comes in. You answered me back, boy. I fought for this country, boy. All that type of stuff. And you're like, oh my God. Could you cram any more stereotypes? And of course, he beats his grandson and threatens eyeball and stuff. And I own you till you're 18. That kind of nonsense. You just, I know in America, I know places there are extreme because stereotypes are always based in some manner of fact, but oh my God, it's just like, is he blaming him for his parents' death? Is that what happened? Because we never really get a story. We know he ended up in juvie, but for what? We're not really too sure. But he's out in license. That's his whole story at the moment. So somehow we skip past all this. And to be honest, wee bit of backfiller might have done, considering how long this is, an hour 40 minutes long, and a lot of it's a little trite. Maybe a wee bit of backfiller would it gives a bit more of a grounding in the character, but nah. Jumps her anyway. He goes to school. Then we meet three bullies. Once again, the flipping wooden planks, the stereotypes of these characters is shocking. But yeah, you've got three slobbers, and I hate that. There's three of them. They gang up on one, and then the starting Dahmer facility. Over Stan intervenes, and then start calling him out for, oh, you need your boyfriend sort of thing. They're not in a couple, but that type of cat calling. Yet there's three of them going around hunting who they can pick on. You're like, I hate people like that. They're freaking annoying. I've seen them all my life. Just, and that's it. God, what happens next? Yeah, he's doing the movie. Stan's doing the movie teenager, angsty, troubled teen stereotype. His friend Dahmer's doing other angsty teen, but maybe has it a bit more together. Well, that's the impression at the start. And then we'll get introduced to the most random, throwaway, pointless character, Roxy. She's Stan's love interest. I suppose I have history together, but there's no point to her being in this. I think as the normal one suffers, there's too many characters in this, and they're trying to cram too much in, and it's just kind of all over the place. So she's in talking to him now. There's nothing really there to show a chemistry, and to be perfectly honest, Stan, when he's in school, gives no redeeming qualities, even when talking to her, to suggest that he's worth anybody's time, and even in terms of friendship. Even him and Donna are just like, they're two misfits thrown together. There's no real, because even when they stand up for each other, it's not like, Dahmer turns on him. I could have had this myself, and it's like, dude, if you're friends, you stick together. I've stuck up for my friends in situations that got my friends have stuck up for me in difficult situations. That's just how it works. There's no question, especially when you got a gang. So if it's a gang, guess one of your mates, you jump in, and your mate doesn't berate you for it. Like, oh, right, buddies, back to back, let's go. So I don't get that. Pointless angst. I think that's what it is. Just pointless angst for the sake of it. God, I was looking forward to this too. It looked like an interesting one. I'm just like, oh, God. Fast forward, load of stuff. Back in the house again, and the grandfather's, hey, you boy, you do my lawn, you mow the lawn now, boy. Remember, I own you to retain, and even got his certificate of his license or something pinned up in the kitchen. Because just in case you didn't understand, they have to, beat you over the head with it. God. Yeah. So that was it. And this is when he first encounters the vampire in the shed. They have it. What's weird is this guy's a dick, the grandfather. The dog's cool. The dog's actually the best character in this entire movie. German Shepherd. Of course, he hears stuff rattle in the shed, and what's he do? He takes the dog, lets it. I'm gonna let my dog on you. It's like, you cowardly bastard. Anyone that uses a dog to let on other people, is a dick. The reason you have a dog is to be a guard dog. There's one thing being a watchdog and alert you and stuff, but if you're not prepared to go and investigate and put yourself in harm's way, and you're going to put an animal, then screw you. You deserve everything that happens to you. But just people like that. Even police and military dogs, their handlers with them. Do you mean they're a team? Because you don't just throw it in over the bed. There's years goes into train the dog to be an attack dog sort of thing. But no, good big dog, yeah. And sure enough, dog is killed. Then the grandfather appears and starts speaking. Now, this is supposed to be a veteran. And then Stan goes, oh, there's something in the shed. It's like, why didn't he go and get his grandfather first? and I'm sure he would have had a rifle or a shotgun, but she does later on, turns out. So this is just dumb. God, I don't want to talk about this too long, but God, movie's dumb. Grandfather gets killed. Moving along, stuff happens. He tells his friend about the vampire, and he boards it all up. Tells his friend about the vampire in the shed, and then more stuff happens. They get into a fight in school with is it Marble or Pit? Marble, Pit, and Ozzy. That's the three bully characters. I think Marble's the lead one. I'm only going by the IMDb thing here. Fucking, I've no investment in actually any of these characters or their names. Only the reason I even bothered learning them is for taking note of them for this. Yeah, get into the fight. He punches him in the school. Like the teachers are, and knows these three are absolute dickheads, and they go wind them up. But he just conveniently comes in when Stan punches the face off him. I've known teachers, I guess. I've been out in school, and yeah, teachers are shite. Honestly, they're the profession I have the least respect for, honestly, and especially in recent times, they're just arseholes. Um, they like their subject, but they're not really about inspiring people anymore. And they're just about roading off stuff, and they're crap. I guess they've always been crap, just more highlighted now. But yeah, teachers, no time for them. And this school just shows it. And then you've got the sheriff, the shoehorn in the sheriff and the deputy. The sheriff wants to give him a second chance. The deputy wants to throw him in jail. The minute he steps out of line, you're like, where's all this antagonism coming from? You would think, and I think this is where it's missing out the backstory. Why is there so many people out against this guy Stan? Like, he's a nobody. Like, he's a mopey teenager, but he's not. Even, I know I talked about it Sunday, but even in Halloween Kills, you can understand the animosity towards the Corey character, from the family at least, and people that kind of know. This guy, we get nothing. We get no reason why there's this animosity towards him. And honestly, because of that disjointedness, you get these characters appear and they just say their lines and they deliver it with the venom, but it means nothing. Honestly, and I think that's a frustrating thing. Once again, by trying to stretch it out too much and throw too many people in, that's it. And we're not spending any time with the vampire. Apart from the intro, and then all through this, like, the door's closed, so you don't see the vampire, because it happens during the day. Yeah. The whole thing's supposed to be about finding the vampire and doing something with it, but nothing happens until, like, 3/4 away, at least halfway through the movie. I mean, you get the first kill, then the second kill, like, quickly, and then nothing happens, and it's just teenage angst stuff. Then after the fight, the sheriff's sent to the house, and he runs to beat the sheriff to the house, who's in the truck, and he's running. Yeah, that was a lot of stretched out scenes in this that just serve no purpose. Once again, just par it down. This could have been a character-driven movie between small cast, the boy, Stan and Dobber, the vampire, and then maybe introduce snippets, but always coming back. The vampire doesn't speak until the very end, which makes no sense. If you watch my review on Glorious, there is a movie with 5 characters total, and one of them's a voice actor, or J.K. Rowling, or not, J.K. Simmons. He's not a voice actor, but he's performing. He's performing as a voice actor for this. That one. There was a tight horror movie set in a bathroom that managed to throw a bit of comedy into it and horror and play about and a bit of character driven. It wasn't just cosmic horror, serial killer horror as well. I mean, there's quite a bit in there, and that was set in a bathroom. This is set in an entire town, a school, a house, a shed, and nothing happens. So figure that out. Then it meanders along. Then the sheriff gets killed. because everyone that comes to the shed gets killed. Then Marble appears because he's going to beat Stan's ass because he punched him in the face and blah blah blah. And then Dahmer appears, takes the sheriff's gun, threatens him. And then Dahmer just goes absolutely psycho. That's it. He's the one that goes schizo, yet the one that Stan's the one that is like more history or more reason to. But Dahmer, because he got beaten up once by these guys, I know they've been hassled to see him. He's the one turned out to be the darker one. That's what the whole story, the premise of the story is. Then it just goes stupid. Dahmer makes the Marvel go in. Then Dahmer goes in, and God, Roxy appears for some reason because she needed to appear as a love interest. God, what happens next? Sorry, I'm just trying my brain. At this point, my brain was shutting down, and I was actually just starting to wake. You start to wake out during a movie, and normally that's fine. You play with your phone, it plays on in the background, and then you get up, and you don't even bother pausing it. But I'm trying to pay attention for this review, and at this point, I'm just giving up because I stopped caring. Because it just wasted so much time and pointlessness. But they start boarding up the house. Then Marvel's two buddies appear, and then it just turns into like Fright Night sort of comedy stuff. Because then the vampires come back from this is a guy, Bane, you call him, who had went missing because somebody was killing his animals or something in the woods. Some stupid plot point, didn't even make sense. But yeah, blah blah blah. Then these two appear. Then they get killed. Well, they don't get killed. It turns out they get turned into vampires. Then you have 4 vampires running about. And then Roxy turns into Kung Fu woman with axes and stuff, and she gets a knife thrown at her and stuck in her shoulder, but she still able to chop heads off vampires and stuff. I just get dumb, and then more stuff happens. Then the movie ended, and I stopped caring. I already stopped caring before all this happened, but it was just a pointless action thing. And that's it. That's the movie. It was just shite. Anyways, I stuck a link in the description, but if you want to watch it, you want to watch it, but I wouldn't waste your time. There you go. That's my review. Kind of feel deflated talking about it, to be honest. It's just one of them pointless movies. Thing is, they seem to have a pretty decent budget. So they were able to afford a load of actors and use location shots, and they did absolutely nothing with it. I know independent filmmakers would cry out for that sort of thing, so what the hell? It just makes you wonder who's making movies these days, who gets funded and why, and where the actual quality of filmmaking's going. And now, we're starting to see it happening in horror. All the shite that's going on in other franchises is coming here now, so it's our turn, I suppose, to get reigned over with these crap movies. Wasn't even frightening, wasn't even funny, wasn't even drama. It wasn't even character driven. It just blah. I intend to forget about this one and hopefully watch something decent. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. The review of anything else, bit of a struggle for me to talk about this one because it was just it was a shit movie. There you go. That's what I think about it. So, want to see me suffer through more shit movies and do the clicky typey things? Keep up to date with the channel. What are we doing this weekend? I'm playing Dragonlance again, I think. This weekend we're going to put it back a week, but I think everybody's together, so I'll keep you posted on that. I'll try and get a few more bits and pieces done this week. Of course, got our Friday horrific tale as always, and there you go. Keep up to date with us, and until next time, keep it creepy, keep it horrific.